Hi, thank you for your question, and no need to be sorry. So for me, I would say that having my son and my transition are very separate. I love my son. He is the best. He like lights up my life. But realistically, even if I didn't have my son, I still would have transitioned. I likely would have transitioned a little sooner. Like I said, I would not change anything. I'm glad my life panned out the way it did. But a large part that was holding me back when it came to, starting my medical transition was, how is this going to impact my son? How will the world see me as a parent? Like, I was really nervous about those things. So I talk a lot about how before my transition, I looked like so many different people. And the reason why I was constantly changing myself is because I just wanted to find a way that like living as a woman would feel right. And obviously, since I'm not, it didn't work. But a big part of that is like I wanted to mold into what I saw my friends doing, like what I felt like was expected of me, and that's to meet a dude, settle down, have kids. And as messed up as it is, this is where the worldview of like traditional families and how warped it is comes into play. Because at the time I got pregnant with my son, I was in no place to have a kid, none. But I knew I could get pregnant. I was doing nothing to stop it. And a lot of people in my life, by the way, knew I had gender identity issues because I had presented masculine like when I was a teenager. Even my son's father knew, but it's something like I didn't really talk about. I kind of wanted to like keep under wraps, like I wanted to pretend it didn't exist. And to me, even though I was in like this dark place, like I was not doing well, I was in a horrible relationship, I was still with a man, I was in a straight relationship, and I was getting pregnant in my 20s. I wasn't married, I was engaged, but I was close to like what was expected of somebody like me traditionally. It's crazy because, like, in my head, like, that was still better. That was better. It's better to live a traditional lifestyle, even if it's not healthy, even if you're bringing others into the world and it's not healthy for them, because at least you're not risking eternal damnation. That's literally what I thought. Years later, long after I did transition, and I graduated college, I got sober, I was employed for like 10 plus years. I met my husband, we were together for years. He was also sober, employed. We actually had to go to court against my son's biological father because he teamed up with a church and his like agenda was to prove that we were unfit parents because we were not in a traditional marriage like my husband and I are trans men. But he didn't make it to the court date because he was using and he ended up passing away before the court date. I think people can deduce what happened. But that's wild because in some people's eyes, that living environment would have been safer for my son just because of how I identify. And I was a victim to that rhetoric and that belief system. I was not in a good place at all when I had my son. And the decisions that led me to have my son were very irresponsible and really reckless. I thought that having him would push me into this like more traditional lifestyle that honestly I might be kind of stuck in. But my love for him is also what got me unstuck. No matter like whether I had my son or not, I definitely would have transitioned. But if I hadn't have transitioned, I can't say that I would be as present of a parent as I am now.